masters of horror.
Welcome to the Scariest Things Podcast, your gateway to the trends and tropes of the horror genre. This is Spooky Time, episode number 3.
Spooky Time.
Where the Scariest Things crew gets together and shares a week's worth of tidbits to get you updated on the latest and greatest in horror as we see it this week. And I'm your host, Eric Lee. And with me from DC is
Robert Zillbauer.
Also from Portland,
Mike Campbell.
And from New Orleans, as always,
Liz Williams and my king cake baby.
Liz Williams. Yay!
Manny Randazzo.
Yes.
So this is so Liz, the mania that is
It is carnival
Mardi Gras.
time here in New Orleans. This weekend really kicks off the big time parades, and this time next week, Mardi Gras will be in full swing. It is February 21st is Mardi Gras Day. So king cake baby. I've eaten now 4 king cakes at our house. Our household of 2.
How many babies did you eat?
What?
Only the one I couldn't find in the cake. The rest.
And Liz, tell us how much a king cake now runs you.
Well, if you want to send it to someone, you're going to be paying a pretty penny. However,
Okay.
if you want to buy
Thank
one
you.
here, you're okay.
Okay. So,
all
or you
my
could just
deserving friends get king cakes.
so you could
We made it
just
to
get a,
like 90% of a king cake.
Yeah.
90%. And I felt
Oh.
like we were doing good. We
Yeah,
didn't
last-
do 4.
We wipe those out.
Liz has been generous enough to send me a king cake for the past couple of years, but being diabetic, it's usually not a
It's
good
kind
idea
of
to
hard
eat.
to send a
Oh.
giant
It's a
cinnamon roll
super
covered in
sweet
sugar
cake.
with sugar inside of it.
So
Yeah,
good.
it's a little hard.
That's the
But yeah,
premise to
my-
a horror movie. I think
Yeah.
that's the premise to a horror movie.
Oh, King Cake Baby could be its
sugar
own
madness.
horror movie. We have the King Cake
Yeah.
Baby is the Pelican mascot during the carnival season basketball games, and I will post it on our Instagram feed so you can experience the King Cake Baby for yourself. He is horrific yet
Yes.
amazing at the same time. So,
Indeed.
That sounds
follow us on
terrifying.
Instagram.
That's
and
Jesus for
Scariest
you.
Things with a Z, and you'll see the King Cake Baby. I will send that over.
So yeah, I don't know if we say Jesus on a YouTube video, do we get demonetized? And actually, I think we have to get monetized
Where's
first.
our monetized?
Yeah, it's like
Where's my
we're unmonetized.
Where's
we
my
are-
clothing budget?
We're doing it for
I
the
can't
love
afford
of
these
horror.
Lost Boys t-shirts all on my own.
Nice.
As long as you say
flying the colors.
baby Jesus, you're fine.
Yes,
Baby Jesus.
it is the baby Jesus. All right.
All right.
Eric,
So
what do we have first tonight?
So Robert and I are in the habit of playing computer games on Wednesday nights. And we found actually a horror adjacent game that we used to play was Back for Blood, which is shooting zombies. Pretty straightforward, nothing, it's not scary in the slightest. You're just shooting up zombies and it's a lot of fun. But they stopped supporting it on stream. And so it was suggested that we picked up a game called Phasmaphobia. And you're ghost
Can you spell that?
hunters.
No.
Phasmas. That's is not a word letter.
Agoria.
Phasmagoria. Phasmaphobia. Phasmaphobia. Right.
Phasmaphobia.
Thank you.
Correct.
Can you spell that?
And no, stop
Oh,
it.
no.
Stop it. Bad. So this is a ghost hunting game, and quite legitimately had me going, oh fuck, oh shit, oh no, oh god, and because when you wear your headsets on and you're going around with an EKG monitor, or not EKG, what is it, the EMP?
Reminder hunter.
Yeah.
The ghost, there's and it lights up when a ghost is near. And then you have the tools, like you got your camera and you got your salt shaker and you got all these things that your ghost hunters need. but the ghost is really aggressive and we suck, right? We just started playing this
We
game.
died a lot. There was a lot of dying.
And all of a sudden it's like, Robert, where'd Robert go? Oh God, Robert's dead.
There's his corpse in the hallway.
It's like, oh my God, oh, he's twisting. And then your flashlight goes out and you start screaming and start, I can't find the exit. And then you hear, so there's 4 of us who play this, right? And we're all wandering around. We're stumbling into each other in the dark, in this house that's haunted by some sort of, we're trying to identify what the ghost is. Whether it's a specter.
Is this a newer
or a
game?
wraith.
Newish?
Newish, yeah.
Newish.
Within the last
graphics
year or so.
The graphics are pretty good, with the exception of it. You can turn into a pretzel like The Exorcist or like Reagan, where you end up bending backwards. It's ridiculous looking. But if you get past that, it has genuinely heart thumping, scare your socks off moments, because you all of a sudden because you hear in your headphones that there's something like growling at you or whispering something to you, and then meanwhile you hear your friends are going, "There's the ghost!"
Oh God, run! Oh, the door's locked.
Do you guys see
Where's the
different
door's
things?
locked?
So like Robert,
Yeah.
do you see something different than what Eric sees if you're
Well,
playing?
it depends on if we're in
together?
the same place or not.
Oh,
we're all
okay.
we're all together.
Okay.
We can see each other walking around. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some tools that work. There's like there's something called the spirit box, which is a recorder of radio frequencies, but it only responds to ghosts if you turn off the lights and you're by yourself. So you wander into the kid's bedroom, stand next to the stuffed animal that you think is possessed, and you go, "Hello, is anybody there? Betty, if you can hear me, give me a sign." And then Betty goes, "Hey." And you go,
Turns
"Oh,
out
shit, Betty's in this room."
I don't need any more jump scares in my life.
Yes.
That's true.
and then you go, "I got the recording, I'm getting the hell out of here." And then you run to a closet and you're stuck, that kind of a thing. It's like, oh man, we're not really good at this game, but it is a lot of fun.
And it is called, again,
Phasmaphobia, $14
Phasmaphobia.
on Steam.
Okay.
And
Phasmaphobia.
Phasmaphobia, and you can do, it's four player multiplayer.
Mhm.
We took 7 cracks at it yesterday and we couldn't beat level 1 because each time
Oh.
because we couldn't figure out each time it's a different
Which
ghost.
actually says more about our play group than it
Yeah.
does the game.
Yeah,
Right.
and part of the problem is we're all sitting there joking around and we're going around with the flashlights and whatnot.
No
And
time
we're all
for fun.
yucking
You're
it up.
hunting ghosts.
And then when
exactly.
someone hears the ghost and we all stop. It's like, did you hear that? Listen to that again. And then all of a sudden then chaos breaks out.
This is coming to you from Eric Lee, who did such a good job at the Overlook game, but was like, "I'm going to solve the crime." And they were like, "No, sir, you are done. You have no more time left to solve the crime."
So yeah, anyway,
All right.
so high recommendations if you are a PC gamer.
Cool.
It was just kind of an out of the blue thing. We just found it yesterday and it's like, let's give this a try. And boy, was it was truly scary and it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a
All
good
right.
one.
So
Robert,
going down
what
to
do you got?
Robert.
Oh, this time I didn't have show and tell last time. So this time
Ooh.
I brought show and tell.
Hell
I didn't just bring
yeah.
more work for you guys. So this time I'm going with a little publishing house called Blue Fox Publishing.
Ooh.
They started in like 2015, I think. They're in Scotland, and they do mostly independent like genre stuff, so sci-fi and slice of life and whatever, but they also do some horror stuff, and they also have a little batch of Lovecraftian things. For example,
Ooh, whoa.
Ooh.
Is that a coloring
You-
book?
wait.
Uh-oh.
There we
too,
go.
It's
Whoa.
too green.
I'm
Oh,
too
you
green,
just-
yeah.
You're overloading the green.
You're
I
overloading
am.
green. We see it. You went
Shadow
away.
over
Now we're back.
Innsmouth.
Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yes.
Comic
Shadow
books?
over Innsmouth, which they broke up into a three-part little series here,
Mhm.
but they also have like In the Mountains of Madness,
Cool.
which I'm still too green.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Why am I-
Oh, we disappeared.
Too green. Too much
Oh,
green.
oh,
Oh.
Are
I
they
gotta work
Total
on
comics
that.
or
pros. We are
coloring
total
books?
pros.
they're graphic novels,
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
and they are more or less true adaptations to the Lovecraft stories. So some of them are more adapted than others. Some of them are straight up the words from Lovecraft practically. But yeah, they're really good. They're not too expensive. They're often on Kickstarter. If you look for a guy named Simon Burks, he's one of the main guys at Blue Fox, and he runs all their Kickstarter stuff.
Okay.
So often they'll put these out there, and you can get them pretty cheap.
Do they hold
And
up to the are they reflective straight up from the novel? Or the
Yeah,
short
a lot of
stories?
them are.
Yeah.
The Mountains of Madness one that I have here is actually the better one that I've read so far, and it's they did some good. They gave the story some good help. Howard can be a little
dry.
obtuse.
Yeah.
Dense.
Yeah.
Dialogue
so-
not his strong suit,
Yeah, exactly.
but he likes to use words like gibbous and
And who doesn't?
squamous.
But yeah, they're pretty true to the source material for sure.
And where's their their publication house at?
I think it's like they're based in Scotland, but
Okay.
you
Oh,
get them all on the
okay.
web.
Okay.
Yeah, they have an online store, and they used to go to a lot of horror conventions all over the place, but they hadn't been doing that since COVID. So
Yeah, I was going to recommend that it's like, hey, that they could always give Gwen and Brian a call and get into the Lovecraft Festival, which might be on the move. We'll give you
Be
updates on that
happening.
when we know more.
But hey, they speaking of Scotland and horror stuff, like the Fright Fest UK in Glasgow, and this time I think it's coming up in just a couple weeks. Maybe they'll be
Right.
there. Who knows?
One of these years, that's going to be our festival.
Yes, agreed.
that'd be awesome.
Heck yeah. Heck
All
yeah.
right. Mike, what you got?
All right. So in the last week, I have watched Smile, which I liked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert, I think you liked it a little more than I did. I watched
I like Smile.
Pray for the Devil, not good. I watched Fall the House of the Usher, the original, very good. I watched House of Darkness, the new 2020 film on Hulu, not good. I watched the remake of The Shining, interesting, but not good.
The Mick Garris one?
No, this he
The
didn't
guy
do that
with
one.
the guy from Wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy from Wings. Yeah, he
Oh,
Mick
that
Garris
one,
didn't
yeah.
do that. But I'm not here to talk about any of those. I'm here to talk about only films with the word death in the title. I watched two incredible films, both of which I had never seen before. Deathline from 1972, starring Donald Pleasance.
Oh.
That Donald Pleasance and Christopher Lee. Insane movie about a group of underground rail workers who are building the rail system in the UK, in London, in the 1800s.
Mhm.
They get trapped underground. Fast forward to the 1970s. There is a group of them that has been breeding underground. It's very Hills Have Eyes.
Oh no!
But
Donald Pleasance and Christopher Lee, they kind of
what?
they did kind of that froggy hermaphroditic kind of a thing.
They stumbled into Chud.
Yeah.
They stumbled into Chud. There's only one remaining member of this tribe of underground rail workers, and he is a descendant of the original ones, and he has been cannibalizing people for the last 70 years. It is super gory, super gross, super bloody. If you want to see a great film from the early 70s, totally recommend Deathline. The other death movie I'm going to recommend is from 1988. This is Death Spa. If you have ever been into a video store, and even if you haven't, I guarantee you've probably seen the poster for Death Spa. This film it's got leg warmers, it's got new wave, it's got good cops, it's got bad cops, it's got neon, it's got aerobicize, and most importantly, it's got Ken Foree. It is an incredible film. The lead actor, William Bumiller, he was on a film or a TV show in the early 80s called Manimal. No big deal. He was also
I remember
on a couple
Manimal.
episodes of
Right.
Mork and Mindy.
Ooh.
This is
wow.
this is a
Quite a pedigree.
is a crazy 80s mashup of everything you would expect: computer hackers, ghostly figures, a new wave disco aerobic spa,
And Ken
the
Foree in
great-
a leotard.
lots of leotards, so many leotards. One of the things I love is that the name of the spa is Star Body Health Spa. But if
Yeah.
you drop the STAR and the BO and the Y and the H, you get Death Spa.
That's pushing it.
Yeah,
But you
it's,
but
that
you
does,
enjoyed
that
it,
does
yeah?
happen.
Okay.
It does happen in the movie. The neon
lights
goes
go
out,
out, yeah.
and you get Death Spa.
Half the letters drop out and you get Death Spa. Cool.
So only films with death in the title: Deathline, Death Spa. Both are, I saw both of them on Shudder. So
Okay.
hustle on over to Shudder if you don't already have a Shudder account, which I'm sure you do. I'm here to vouch for both of those films
That's awesome.
with
Excellent.
death in the title.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
And don't see House of Darkness. It's
Yeah, agreed.
not good.
Turned it off.
Turn
And
it off.
speaking of turned it off, one of my recommendations, like I always say that I quit stuff, and like, what do I quit? I'm going to tell you. Here's the first thing that I quit. We're going to books.
Oh
Okay.
no. Okay.
We're going to books. I was given an advanced reader copy of Bret Easton Ellis's new novel, The
Woo.
Shards. Dude, was I excited? So excited. I am a big fan of his like in literature, not personally. He's kind of a misogynist jerk. Like if you listen to his podcast, I'm not a fan of his personally, but I was
He has
so
a
excited.
podcast.
Yes, he has a podcast.
Who doesn't
But
have
you
a
have to get
podcast
on the
at this point?
Patreon and pay for it because he has been
Look at
driven
us.
off the free internet to after he wrote like White, which was a book about like white man problems. People were like, no, dude, you don't have problems. Get off. And he did. But so The Shards is his first novel in years since Lunar Park. Oh wait, he did the secondary part to Less Than Zero, probably
Yep.
like 7 years ago. So this
Right.
is The Shards. This is a doorstopper of a book. It is 600 pages. Didn't find out because
Ooh.
I got an e-copy, and then I was like, all right, when am I going to give up through this? I gave up 40% through, which is 240 pages. So I did it.
Okay.
And did
Yeah.
not give up for a long time. But so I'm just going to read you a brief description. So The Shards, it was published on January 17th, and it is his first novel in 13 years, and it's a fictionalized memoir of his final year of high school in 1981's Los Angeles, but there is also a serial killer. So I was like, okay,
Ooh.
Bret Easton Ellis, check. Serial killer, check. This is the guy who wrote American Psycho. We know he can deliver the goods. Not here. 240 pages. Only really like one person died from this serial killer. So Liz
It's
had
not a serial
what-
killer.
Yeah.
What is less than zero? The
probably
Shards.
less than 200 pages. So less than
It's
zero.
The
Yeah,
Shards.
seriously. So couple reviews, just so you know that I don't give up on stuff just because I'm a crazy person. So Publishers Weekly said the book feels like two disparate novels, an overly detailed fictionalized memoir and a high gothic serial killer thriller that never come together meaningfully or believably. And then the New York Times said that The Shards invites the reader more profoundly into the emotional realm of its protagonist than Ellis's earlier works. But while the length and looping narrative help build suspense, the reader wonders if the book could have been shorter. It could have, and still achieve the same psychedelic collage-like effect. The novel's climax and denouement fell flat. So I quit that. I quit The Shards.
Yeah, you didn't even get to the denouement.
No.
Yeah.
No.
240 pages. That's a long way to go before giving up. So then I'm going to talk about a movie that I didn't give up on, but sometimes I kind of wish I had. This is a new movie that is coming out on tomorrow, Friday the 10th, and this is called Disquiet. It
Disquiet.
doesn't really roll off
Wasn't
the
in
tongue.
our looking forward to, so
No, it was
No.
not. But this is a supernatural thriller starring Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, who's from The Tudors. He's
Mhm.
a great actor, but has had some personal issues that I think have taken him out of the Hollywood hiring bank.
he has to
really?
battle his way back through the horror
Has to-
genre.
well, he's not going to do it with this one. It is described as a terrifying edge of your seat thriller where after a near fatal car accident, Sam wakes to discover he's trapped in an abandoned hospital by mysterious and sinister forces that have no intention of letting him leave. This movie is a maybe 2-star, maybe.
Oh.
The
Super
script
good then.
is not great. The acting is not great. The one thing I will say for it
But
is
you
that
stuck with it
I
though.
stuck
yeah?
with it. I finished
Okay.
it. But
Okay,
I'm
so that
talking about it
entitles you to a
here.
review.
Yeah. you
That's
get a
why I'm
review.
talking about it here. I started the review and like didn't even want to finish it. I was like, I don't even want to like think about this movie anymore. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers is easy on the eyes. I'm not going to fight that. I was excited to see him in a film, but oh my god, this movie is like really boring.
And where did you see it, Liz?
I had a screener. Thank you.
Okay, and it's coming out, but it's coming out this
but
week.
it's going to be on VOD. Yeah, this week on the 10th. And
All
I'm
right.
going to say, when it comes to streaming that you don't pay for,
Yeah.
you could
Just
probably
call-
see worse stuff.
Call Liz.
Yeah,
Call Liz and ask for a screener.
Right.
you
But you did see you saw Infinity Pool recently too, didn't you?
I did, and it was okay.
Mhm.
The people who are like freaking out about it being disturbing and this and that, they just don't watch horror movies, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's a Sundance audience, so
It sounded like
Yeah.
Possessor Part 2.
I
Which
never
would
made it
be-
all the way
yeah.
through Possessor. I liked
Yeah.
Antiviral. I think that Baby Cronenberg has stuff to show us. He's got a great visual eye. It's very visceral.
for
The movie
sure, for
looked
sure.
great, but it was I think my review said White Lotus meets Hostel, but like 95% less torture or anything, just a little bit of light B&E, a little breaking and entering. But,
a little unnerving, but
B&E.
not scary.
It had some sexy parts that were kind of forced in there, and Mia Goth is fantastic, and seeing her
Okay.
berate Alexander Skarsgård is probably worth the matinee price of admission. I don't know if
So
I'd
catch
pay
it
for,
catch
like,
it when
a-
it comes
Okay.
out streaming.
Yeah, for sure. It's worth
Yeah.
watching, but it wasn't
Okay.
what I was expecting after
So
all the
no
rave
Bret
reviews.
Easton Ellis, no Disquiet, maybe
Infinity
Infinity Pool.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Watch it at
Yeah.
home. But yes to Lost Boys t-shirt.
Well, and then we get,
day,
I
every
think, as a bit of a preview for next week.
Oh,
Next
Yes.
week's
What's happening
spooky
next
time.
week?
Well,
We
we're
talk
hoping
about
that
Knock at
Mike
the
and Robert will
Cabin.
get a chance to see Knock at the Cabin because I
Oh.
think I think
I thought it was
it's-
going to be like a Valentine's Day special.
Actually, it'll be 2 weeks from now. I'll be out of town. I will be gallivanting around Rome looking for Dario
Oh, that's right.
Argento.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Oh yeah, got to get out of Dodge.
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Dario Argento,
Before
if
the
you're
masses hit New Orleans.
Before the
Yeah.
king cake baby comes for me.
Bring that to Rome.
But yeah, Knock at the Cabin. We will definitely discuss that.
Yeah, because I think it'll be a fascinating one to talk about because I think
Yeah.
both Liz and I have interesting takes, and
opposite
be interesting ones.
takes.
Yes, I don't know.
Save
Yeah.
it. Save
Yep.
it.
Save it.
Save it.
Oh.
Save it.
But we'll wait.
Zip
We'll
it.
wait for
Zip
these two guys to actually maybe get a chance, and then we can because if there's a roundtable discussion about our thoughts about it, because it's a big movie, and it's
All right, Liz, get us out of here.
Okay. So I should have said this on our first week that we did this, but in the immortal words of Freddy Krueger, since we're on the YouTube, welcome to prime time, bitch.
yeah, Scariest Things.
The masters of horror.